Hello, and welcome to me rambling on about semi-important things and non-important things. And I think the last time I did a video like this was, I'm not even kidding, like maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. Obviously, when I do videos on this channel, Karuna Basic, I have a general, is the word basis or the word, I don't fucking know, of what I'm gonna be talking about. Today I don't know what I'm going to be, well, I do have one thing I'm going to be talking about, and I'm already not wanting to talk about it. But one thing I promised when I started this channel was, well, not even this one, Karuna Satori ASMR, was I'm going to be the most open human fucking being on this planet. There is no one who can put me down for shit. And then, you know, once, you know, your channel starts getting a little bigger and people start not agreeing with your life choices, and then you revolve your entire fucking life, more than you already have, especially as a child, on obsessing over what other people think about you and changing your whole fucking life for them. Things change and you lose sight of why you started YouTube, and you lose sight of your personal life. And perfect example of how fucking tuned into worrying about everybody else is I was singing, what was that song? Oh, it was a cover by Rusted Root. We went and seen them this summer at a festival, and I've always loved Rusted Root, but I've never known many of their songs. So recently, before the festival, I got all hyped up, I'm gonna learn everything and blah blah blah. So and it was incredible. It was the best festival ever. So I was listening to a cover of "You Can't Always Get What You Want." I don't remember who fucking made the song. They probably made the song. No, they didn't. There's no way. But anyway. So you're gonna be bumpy with me. I'm leaving now. I forgot to put on my seatbelt. God fucking forbid. All right, we're gonna turn here in this little area and get our seatbelts on, so we're nice and safe for the ride. But anyway, perfect example of how tuned in to other people I am is the other day. You know what? I can just fucking do it right here. So I'm going to a stop sign. Was listening to a cover of Rusted Root on the way home on the highway, and I was passing people, and every time I passed people I stopped singing. I was straight up fucking belching out, you can't always get what you want. So anyway, yeah, and every time I'd pass people I'd stop fucking singing because I was so scared of them looking at me and laughing at me. It was so pathetic and shows blatant insecurities, and it's been up to, I don't know, yes, I'm eating while driving. I know I'm gonna have somebody come for me for something. I'm just ready for it. I'm so used to it anymore. Look at this. Oh, you can't see this guy. It's idiot. But anyway, so yeah, there's always gonna be somebody coming for me for something, and it's really not that dramatic at all. I really don't have a bad life at all. I don't have hate, that's dramatic, fucking, excruciating, probably should look at my life choices hate. I just have, little comments. And for some reason, I feel like nobody has a right to fucking judge me anymore after the shit that I've, been through and everything else. And that's not true. Me as I'm gonna say 1,000 times, but because I'm driving and I can't think of what to say usually when I'm sat down, I can organize my words. But anyway, I'm gonna have to take breaks to eat. I'm fucking hungry. It's 9 a.m. I'm getting ready to go film a tapping video. But yeah, give me a minute. I mean, I can talk with my mouth full. But so where was I going with this? There's always going to be somebody coming for me for something. There's always going to be somebody I'm coming for something. It's just human nature to judge. It really is. Like, it really is, whether we want to think that or not. And of course it's not fair, and of course we don't want people having the nerve to judge our lives and everything like that, but it happens. So anyway, that's how plugged in I've been, and to other people, and I've forgotten my reasoning for being on YouTube. I've forgotten. It's just sad. It really is sad. Like, it's fucking sad. So with that being said, that's been lately. And there's a bacon, egg, and cheese wake up wrap. I have nowhere where I'm going with this vlog, so go easy on me. I don't know. It seems like the past year I've been doing everything for myself, myself. I've been doing everything for everybody else in regards to what people said, what people wanted me to do or thought I should do. And I think we all do that sometimes. I think we all, at one point or another, think that, you know, I don't know, like, do stuff for other people, like, because we want them to accept us and we want them to like us, and that's just not real life. And it's fucking not. Like, I've learned that at this point. I've been on YouTube for 4 years. You learn that. You learn that in so many different aspects. You learn that from your subscribers. I call you guys my family, but I'm going to use the term subscribers in this video because it's easier. You learn that from your subscribers. You learn that from making your videos. You learn that from, like, finding different props to go in your videos. You fucking learn that, like, everything that you're doing, anymore is not for... Is this guy really... This guy just went over a double fucking line. Okay? Like, I'm not even kidding you. Like, oh my god. Nobody can... And then the what? Like... Oh my god. I'm so pissed. I'm stuck behind, like... I have to slow down to, like, 20 miles per hour on a, like, 55 miles. Anyway. Sorry. I'm just bitching. But anyway. Really? Well, fuck you, yeah, you fucking wrong. But, yeah. But you learn that you're doing everything for everybody else. And I've done that this whole year, and I've completely lost sight of why I started YouTube. I started YouTube, well, I mean, like, I gotta rephrase that, because I do things for other people. Like, I make my videos for you guys, but the point is, like, I usually do my videos my way. Like, I say there are videos, and they are our videos, but when I'm sitting down to fucking, or I'm going to Walmart to buy, like, props and shit for a video, you know, I'm buying them for me. Like, I'm buying them to do my roleplay my way. Like, I'm not, you know, somebody requests a roleplay and I go on, or I used to go to Walmart and I used to grab the props and I used to just fucking flow. And now I still flow. It's just I flow with everybody else's fucking opinion in mind. I posted I pinned a comment that somebody asked for a certain roleplay. The whole entire fucking thread was people saying, fighting with one another. I'm like, okay, first off, this is our safe place. We don't fucking fight here. I don't care for little snowflake bitches. We're not fucking fighting in these comments. Like, chill the fuck out, all of us. Like, even me, I got involved, and this was maybe 2 weeks ago. And, I'm like, come on. You know what I mean? Like, why are we fighting? So then I go to Walmart and buy all these props. I'm like, okay, so I'm not getting this fucking prop because somebody said this, they don't like this, but then this person wanted that prop. You know. So I didn't use the prop, and I think fucked up the whole roleplay. But point being is I do keep people in mind. It's not that. Like, I definitely keep everybody else's suggestions in mind. It's just... like, whenever I start reading up on everything and every single little comment and everything like that on suggestion threads and stuff like that, it gets to me, and then I ruined the whole role play going through and trying to act or whatever and do ASMR, and people, I really look like I have a massive double chin. Jesus Christ, like, am I really getting fat? Meanwhile, I'm eating like a 800 calorie fucking breakfast, got liposuction, fucking, I literally am so sorry for the person I am. Like, I'm not even kidding. And it's just gonna get worse throughout this video because, you know, I have something else to say, which I'm sure a lot of people aren't gonna be happy about, but I know so many people who hate me want to hear this. I know it. But we'll get into it on the way home. Moving on. So I've completely fucking lost sight of everything. And I hope that whenever you like... Ew, this lighting. Hold on a minute. There we go. Sorry. Sorry, Carly. So, it sucks. Like, it sucks. It fucking sucks because YouTube's my life. And YouTube is my life. And then another thing is when you start making money on YouTube. When I started making money on YouTube, I remember, like, you have to, well, you still have to. You still have to reach $100 threshold to get paid for AdSense. Now, if you don't know what AdSense is, which I doubt many of you don't know, like, I'm sure most of you know, I get paid for these videos. Like, well, not these ones. On Karuna Basic, I make like 35 bucks a month, like, compared to my income over on Karuna ASMR. And I don't know why, like, I don't know the difference of, like, it's not even views either. Like, I don't know, like, if it's just an older community over here. Like, I know my Methodist stories, you know, bring in a lot of people, but basically how it works is when you click someone's ads on a video, it generates like a couple pennies, and then, but those ads, like, they literally add up. You know, I get like around 30,000 views per video on this channel. I mean, that's on a good video. Over on Karuna ASMR, I get 150,000 a video almost. Like, that's like average views. So imagine the clicks for that. But anyway, I'm not saying I make a lot of money, but I'm saying that, you know, at first I didn't make any money. And I was doing videos just to get the feedback and, like, the validation. I mean, we don't make fucking videos for ourselves, like, 100%. I mean, that's in there. Like, I definitely made it for myself because I fucking loved the feedback of somebody saying, hey, you did a great fucking job on your video. And that made me feel so fucking good. I'm like, thank you so much. Like, thank you. And I'm 100% still like that. I'm very grateful. But when I started making money on YouTube, we were in such a fucking bad place. Many of you know that. Like, I was picking up cigarette butts at the methadone clinic. Like, I had no fucking money. I was asking people for a goddamn $1 to get a donut if I wasn't stealing one from the Giant Eagle next to the methadone clinic in Johnstown. Literally, I'd go in there, sit down every fucking day, and steal a bunch of donuts. Like, me and my husband hated stealing. He fucking hated it, but he's a recovering addict too, and he knows the way in the game and everything like that. It's a fucking donut. Don't start and don't come at me like she fucking stole donuts when she was at the methadone clinic. Yes, I fucking did. And that's the shitty part of it. And I was making YouTube videos then, but I still wasn't making money. I was making small amounts of money, like maybe 35 cents. And again, you have to reach the $100 threshold. So moving on, eventually, you know, my husband's unemployment was going to run out. He's always worked. I was a fucking piece of shit. Like, my kids were gone, everything. And then the income started coming in a little bit. And a little bit went from like 100, then 100 to 300, and then all the way up to $1,000 fucking dollars per month, you know, as an income. So we were fine. Excuse me, I'm getting my indigestion shit. And then the AdSense revenue shit went down, and then it was apocalypse, and everybody was like losing money, and then the whole income that I thought I was getting each month went back down to like shit, and like I had to meet that threshold again. But point is, why is this not working? Oh, sorry. So whenever I started making an income on YouTube, my husband wasn't working. He went back to work for a while, and then I had to have him, I didn't have to have him do anything. I asked him to quit his job to stay home and take care of the kids while I dedicated my life to YouTube. Literally, like, it's not some fucking Like, and that's another thing. If I hear a YouTuber say, like, I fucking quit my job and dedicated my whole fucking life to YouTube, I'm like, you don't fucking have kids, shut the fuck up, number one. But then you realize that it actually is pretty taxing. You think that 30-minute video a day is like, oh, it's just like, go here, it's like 4 hours. And I know, listen to me, do not fucking start. Like, I'm getting there. I'm getting to the point that you don't want me to say, but I do understand. And that is, there are people who work 12-hour fucking days in the medical field. Doctors, fucking nurses, everything. There are people out there saving lives, working 8 hours a day to fucking feed their kids, if they can fucking feed their kids, if they can make the $10 of food stamps they get a month. And that's just real life, and it's sad. And I was on food stamps for years, and I'll never fucking forget my ex Kevin, who I was in a long-term relationship for 3 years, got $371 in food stamps. And when we got approved, you know, and we were actually looking for a job at that time. This was way back when I had Odin, like whenever I had, you know, fucking dreams in a future, before like all this shit with my in-laws and everything. I remember we got like literally like $50 for myself, my husband, and my newborn son, and I was like, what in the fuck? And that's just how it works. And it's sad the way the world works, but the world is a fucking game. It's a free game for everybody. It's like, take what you fucking can, and that is a sad fucking realization. You're probably wondering why I am so like angry today, and maybe this is a side of me you guys have never seen before, that I've never shown. And I'm sorry for that in a way, and I'm not sorry in a way because I'm so fucking tired. I feel like I'm probably having like a mental breakdown in this video and I don't even know it. Like, because I'm tired of who I've become in regards to what YouTube is about for me. And for a while it became money. And that's fucking wrong. That's not how life is. I woke up and I wasn't waking up for you guys anymore. I was waking up for the fucking money. Happens to every fucking YouTuber. Do not say that it doesn't. You ask, or you go to any one of your older favorite channels, older favorite people. The only person who I think that didn't change for money was Shane, but in a way I think he is at the same time. Like, I think he's so good on money now. Like, he doesn't have to worry about daily life. He owns his house. He fucking owns all his cars. Bought them all with cash. You know, he doesn't have to worry about his income. So what he does is he's himself. It's like, I'm worried about my income. Well, I was worried about my income at one point. So that's when YouTube started becoming about money. And I was like, okay, so I'm going to do all these videos for everybody else and stop doing my fucking, you know, creative role plays that I could think up in my mind. You know, I'm just going to do the typical ASMR videos that everybody wants, like just like no talking, tapping. And don't get me wrong, like I like doing those videos, but then it was always once in a while. I was, you know, known for doing role playing and like creative shit. And then, you know, like whenever money started coming into it, I'm like, all right, so this video will generate money. So I'm going to do this no tapping talking video, and then I'm going to do this video the next day that I know will get a lot of, it's fucked up, but it's real life. And I'm the first one to, well, I'm not the first one to admit it, but I'm one to admit it. I'm one to admit that I let it get to me, and I let it, you know, I really, I'm like, I'm probably going to like just take the audio out of this video. I'm finally done with my rap, like 10 minutes, like 20 minutes later. Took 20 minutes to eat that wrap. Now I got the hash browns. But yeah, it sucks. It fucking sucks. But I'm admitting it, and that's real life. So after that happened, finally, I'm getting off methadone. And I realized my fault's coming off of methadone. You guys remember my one video, I was very emotional. I was like, I don't want to feel this way. Like, I don't want to be this person anymore. I don't want to be a methadone junkie, somebody who has to go to the clinic every day. It's coming, don't worry. I was like, I'm done worrying about money. And I feel like I've gotten over that now. Because when I realized about the money issue, I was just coming off of methadone. So to give a little methadone update, we will get, I'm just going to keep talking. I'm not going to stop the video. I'm not going to stop myself. Like, I can feel myself in my head saying, stop the video now. You're going too far. You're talking too much. You're talking way too fucking much. And I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that today. I do this every day when I try to film a video on this channel, being real. Because I know that the calm self that you guys see every day is not me all the time. Most of the time it is. Like, I mean, not in the past month, though. The past month has been shit. And I'm going to get into that now. So life was going fucking beautiful. I was coming off of methadone. I was like on 2 milligrams. I was like, I can fucking do this. I'm not feeling anything dramatically bad. It was very moderate. It was very mild and very shitty. Like, I was definitely feeling it. And who knows, maybe it was severe and I still don't want to accept it, because in my head, on one side, I'm like, yeah, it was fucking bad. Like, what am I talking about? And then on the other side, I was like, I can handle it. And that's what addicts do. Every time an addict goes to rehab, they're like, I could have stayed an extra week if I would have just learned to handle it. And that's not real life. We all go through it. Ask any addict. They will tell you the same thing. We don't stay the 30 days because we're so fucking uncomfortable and so ready to go out and use again. So we're like, was it really that bad? Was the withdrawal that bad? Was that Subutex or Suboxone not working for us? And then we trick ourselves and we fucking leave and we go and use. And then, like, later on in life, we're like, okay, one side of us is saying that we could have stayed that 30 days and ultimately we probably could have. And then the other side of us is saying no, that it was not that bad. And that is what an addict's mindset is most of the time whenever we think about, like, why didn't we succeed and why didn't we, like, you know, do this? And that's where my next part comes in. What happened was, it was July 1st, and I was doing great on 2 milligrams. I was only on 2 milligrams for like 2 days, and I was like, I'm doing pretty well for somebody who's dropped this fast. And I didn't think about it. I didn't think about the fact that I've been on methadone for 7 years. I didn't think about the fact that, you know, my body hasn't even begun to process the fucking methadone that's sunk in my body over several years. And I was like, I'm doing great. So I went down to 1 milligram on the 3rd of July. Come to find the 5th, what happened was I was going to stay for another week on 1 and see how I felt, and left. July 4th was a Sunday, I believe. I went to a festival that weekend. You know what? I take all this back, because I was on 2 milligrams until the 4th, or the 3rd. Yeah, I'm right. So, okay, on the 1st, I was on 2 milligrams, that's right, and then on the 3rd, 2 days later, I was still on 2, and I went down to 1, but I wouldn't go to 1 until that Monday because it was a weekend. I was going to a festival. We weren't leaving until the next day. We weren't leaving till Saturday. So I remember going to the festival or whatever, but that Saturday morning that I went to the clinic, this clinic was closing on a Sunday. They started this new thing where they close on Sunday, so everybody who doesn't have their take-homes has to bring a take-home box. I've always had mine on the weekends, and I forgot my fucking box. I forgot the damn box, so I need to get over. Like, I cannot believe I forgot that box, and I was in there, and I was like, you know what? I'm going down to 1 on Monday. I'm going to be fine. I'm going to go tomorrow and see how I feel. So we go to the festival. Everything was great. Didn't do anything. Came back. It was the 5th. on the Monday. I went down to 1. I got my 1. I didn't feel anything at all. And then Tuesday was, you know what? I think I'm all fucked up on these dates, but sum it all up, because I can't fucking like get these dates correct, but this is all that what happened. I left the clinic on the 6th of July, and I think that I went to that festival on the 1st. I'm not sure, don't fucking quote me, but the 6th is the day that I left. I left the clinic on the 6th because I was on 1 milligram for like a day or 2 days, and I was like, you know what, I can do this, because I listened to what one of the nurses said. They said you could have probably jumped off at 2 milligrams and been fine. I don't know why I listened to her, and I don't know why she said that to me. She shouldn't be saying that to anybody. She should not have been saying that. Not blaming her for doing it, but I did listen to her. You know, I was like, all right, you know what, she's right. I get off, and I leave the clinic. 6 goes by, the first day I'm fine. Second day goes by, I'm starting to feel really fucking bad. Like, I'm starting to feel like kind of like a creep, like something crawling in my skin, like, if that makes sense. It felt like something was coming, but I didn't know what. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. Then, third day comes around. Dramatic. Now, with methadone users, usually it takes like up to day 7 to feel the withdrawal effects. Now, I was so low, and I've been so low, like from like 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, that I spread it out over a long period of time. I did at least do that. Oh, I'm out of hash browns, what the fuck. I spread it out. And so I was likely to feel the effects from day 3 like a normal opiate user, because there was little methadone to no methadone in my system. In fact, I didn't even test for methadone. I did not test for methadone when they gave me my very last drug test. I didn't test for it. That's what happens when you're so low for so long. Your body like gets rid of it in a day, and you're like, all right. That's why I'm always feeling like shit at night. I'm wondering, I'm like, what the fuck is going? You know what I mean? That completely explains it. I went down way too fast, so day 4 comes around. I can't fucking do it. I'm like, I cannot fucking do this. I can't fucking do this anymore, and I lost it. I lost it. And I called Dominus and got myself in. Got back in the clinic. For all the people who wanted to see me fail, in a way, you know, I hope this helps your validation that I'm not a person who can succeed. And in my head, I think, you know, I'm very ashamed. I was so proud, like, you know, I feel proud almost saying that I'm back on it, because I know that inside right now, I feel like turning off the fucking video. I feel like shutting down the video and I might not post this video now, but I'm not going to shut it off. I'm not going to shut it off. I'm going to finish this video, and then I'm going to see if I want to post it. I never review my videos, and I'm not going to review this one. No fucking way. Not reviewing it. So, moving on. I got back in the clinic. They took me the next day. When you go into a methadone clinic, you have to have something in your system. And I did. I used once. I've never been an IV user, and I've never been, I've never been an IV user, so I didn't do anything. I used. I was gone that day. Well, actually, I was gone that afternoon, because it was the morning that I called, and they had me in an appointment for, you know what? I'm wrong. They had me an appointment for that day, the day I called to get in the clinic, but I can't dose until tomorrow. You have to have something in your system. I was like, I'm feeling like shit, so it's my excuse. It's my excuse to relapse. It's my excuse to use. But, I mean, I got it. I did it to get it in my system, but I also used that as an excuse to feel good for a day. For 7 fucking years of not using it all. And I'm very lucky. I'm lucky for the fact that I'm lucky for the fact that once I used that, I didn't keep using and say fuck the clinic, because, you know, I can support my drug addiction right now, and I'm very fucking lucky I didn't go back to that. What happened was, that morning I called, I was filming that day, I filmed, and it was the video, you know what, I don't know if it was that video, but it wasn't that video, like the coffee video where I used that coffee. I was sponsored in that video. Go look at that one video, like where I'm doing the, like coffee shop tingles, I think I called it. Fucking horrible and depressing and shitty fucking content. The day before that, I did a fucking video. I'm doing 17 fucking minutes long. It's pathetic. It is pathetic that I even thought about putting content out, but this story goes on, and that's what I'm getting at. So that morning I made an appointment with the clinic at noon. I was like, all right, so I have to fucking run all the way out to Altoona. I just went there yesterday because my husband goes there, and he only goes once a week. He has take-homes once a week, so they know him very well. He's very nice. Like, I mean, that clinic out there is so incredible. It's so nice, so amazing. Moving on, fucking that morning, go and literally, like, make the appointment after I filmed. I remember when I just got done filming, I made the decision in my head, I have to call this clinic. I have to call them. Like, I have to get back in the clinic. If I don't get back in the clinic, I'm going to do something stupid. And it was all like a big clusterfuck. And I don't know if you want to blame this on borderline personality disorder or whatever. I have borderline personality disorder. I make irrational decisions very quickly. Very impulsive at times, and then there's times that you see me sitting down and I'm very calm and I'm very fucking ready to talk, and I'm there and everything like that, and everything's good. I mean, right now I'm just trying to get shit off my chest. I'm not in like a state of mind where I feel uncomfortable because I feel like I just got something off my chest. You know, it's been driving me crazy, like not telling you guys, because I feel like if I'm holding this boulder on my shoulder, my fucking, you know, everything's gonna go downhill. The career that I have started through ASMR, and that's a whole nother side thing. You know, I've even had one of my managers suggest that I get back on methadone, because for those 4 days, they were like not fucking having my mood. Like, I talk to them every day, one of them every day, and tell them how I'm feeling and what I'd like to do next. And I have my ASMR album projects that I'm, you know, doing, and then I have another project that's going to be visual, and then it's going to be they're the same people who work with BuzzFeed, and it's an incredible opportunity, and I hope you can hear me. I hope it's not too loud. Hold on, I have an idea. There we go. I'll just use the back window. I have to smoke a cigarette, guys. So it was like 8 a.m. when I made the appointment. I had to be there at noon. Actually, they wanted me there at 8:45. I am about, well, now with where I live, now I'm actually about fucking an hour and 25 minutes away from Altoona, and away, not from my town. I'm just farther out in town that it takes a longer time to get there. So, I was like, shit, like, I don't have anything in my system. They're like, you have to have something in your system. Go, literally, call any methadone clinic in the world, call Alliance, call Dolman, call anywhere, and ask, you know, what are the requirements to get in the clinic? You have to be a fucking user, or you have to be transferring from one clinic to the other. My story case was like a very different story case that they had to, you know, go into and stuff. They're like, okay, so you've literally been off methadone for 4 days and you want to get back in. That doesn't necessarily work. You're going to have to use and have something in your system at least to be able to be approved to get in the clinic, and then, you know, we'll accept you. Like, they understand, but the government doesn't fucking understand. So I get off the phone, I'm like, there's no way I'm going to be able to fucking use in like 45 minutes. I don't know, you know, all my friends that I talk to are junkies. They're not even my fucking friends, and I don't know where the fuck they are. Like, there's one person who still uses in my life that I never see, and it, you know, I feel ashamed, you know. I don't know. I have kids. I'm very lucky. I kept this, you know, I don't fucking know. Like, I don't know what to say. There's no excuse and there's no words for it. So anyway, back to the story, and I'll get into this soon. I literally was like, I can't use them 45 minutes, but I have to get there at least to get my intake, and then you have your piss test, and then they, you know, dip it right there. So I hang up the phone, and then I get a phone call back literally like 5 minutes later as I'm rushing out the door, asking if they can move my appointment to noon, and I say yes, and I'm like, great, so that's great. So now I have to figure out how to get something in my system. Methadone does not count at all. Methadone is, you know, a government-controlled substance, so whenever you call back at another clinic and say, I want to get back on your government-controlled substance, which I'm fucking using for, how do I do that? And they're like, you don't have it in your system, and I'm like, no. So, I called up a friend, you know, first off, I called Victor, and I told him my decision. He was like, I know. He's like, I knew it was coming, I knew it. He's like, I didn't want to push you, and I didn't want to take it away from you. It's like, this is, you know, your sobriety, and he's part of my sobriety, and I want to clarify that for a minute. When somebody says this is your sobriety, they're fucking right. If you're a recovering addict right now and you're depending on other people, that's being codependent, and that's like a fucking addict's mindset. You do not do that. Do not fucking depend on other people to take care of you in that respect in your sobriety. It is you and you only who can make that change. That is something that we all learn as addicts. That is something that we all fucking learn. So I fucking call my friend up that I haven't seen in a long time, and I'm like, hey, and I told him my situation. He said no at first and hung up on me, and I'm like, what are you hanging up on me for? You're an addict. Like, what are you doing? Like, and he called me back, and he was very honest, and he said, like, I love you, and I don't want to see you get in the clinic, and I don't want to see, well, no, he was like, I don't want to see you use, and I guess, you know, at first, he thought, I don't know what he thought, but he's like, I don't want to see you give up what you worked so hard for. And when you look at it from an outside perspective, you think, no, they're just a bunch of fucking junkies. Like, she's trying to get back in the clinic. Like, she's losing her fucking mind, and she's addicted to the goddamn shit. She's getting back on it to use. And I wonder if it was my mind that was addicted, or my body. I don't know what it was. The comfort of waking up every morning and being comforted by a medication that hides all my life's problems and took away from my life of what I used to have. And I don't know. I don't know what it is or what it was or what it is now. So I went out and, well, anyway, he called me back and he was like, hey, you know, I'm sorry I hung up on you. I'm sorry. You know, he didn't hang up on me at first. He listened to my story. He was very sympathetic. But then whenever I told him why I called, like, he was a little upset. Like, you don't contact me ever. You know, but we've been, like, friends since you were younger. And he's an addict himself. And he helped me. And, you know, I met up with him. And I took a pill just to get it in my system. And I know for all those addicts out there who think you took a fucking Percocet, like I was prescribed Percocet. Recently I was prescribed Percocet, but I was on methadone, so it takes away using. But I took a perk, I used, got it in my system, and went to my appointment. I'm still talking. I'm stopping talking because I know that I've already said too much. I've already said too much that I don't want you guys to see about me, because I lost my kids while I was on a very higher dose of methadone, and I blamed methadone a lot for the reasoning in my choices in life. I went to my appointment. After I got it in my system, I peed, took the pill, so whenever, you know, the pill like dissipates or whatever in your body and gets in your bloodstream and all that. I drank a shit ton of water, so, you know, it would, you know, get the pill breaking down and into my blood and into my piss right away. And it worked. I mean, I had it in my system and got in. Saw the doctor the next day, went to my intake, saw the doctor the next day, and he started me off on 10. I'm trying to think of how to word the rest of this, you know. So, started out on 10, and I've been on 10 milligrams until about a week and a half ago. And I was sweating at night, and I was like, this methadone is making me sick. It's making me fucking sick, because I haven't been on 10 since October of 2017. And I saw the doctor, and I was like, I keep thinking whenever I talk about that, like, Mom saw the doctor, and the doctor said, because my kids were singing that yesterday. And he said, you have to get it back in your system and get used to it. I'm gonna put you up on 3 more. And I'm like, are you sure that's okay? He's like, yeah. And in my head, half of me was like, this is wrong. This is taking away everything I worked so hard for. This is taking away everything I worked so fucking hard for. And I mean, I worked for this shit. The nights that I didn't sleep thinking it's gonna get better, and I couldn't wait. I couldn't wait to feel better. I just couldn't. I'm so used to my comfort for 7 years. I'm so fucking used to this comfort blanket for 7 fucking years. 7 years. I'm used to it. And I couldn't wait for like 2 more weeks to get that methadone out of my system and feel better and start living a normal fucking life. So I went up to 3 more. And I made the choice. Like, I could have told him, like, I didn't want to go up to 3, but I talked to him because I wanted to know why I'm getting so sick. And it's like, I knew why. It's a lot of methadone. I mean, 13 milligrams. Some of you out there, I was on 140 at one point. Like, I know that that's not a lot in terms of, you know, but as somebody who's had it, it's like restarting all over again. Restarting all the shit, you know. So, fucking, here I am. Started filming again. Took a couple days off. Went and had surgery that I planned 2 weeks later. The perks that I was prescribed after my surgery, I actually did very well. Spread them out over 3 days. I was only given 12 and was to take them every 3 to 4 hours. So they're gone. Everything's fine. Now, here I am. You know, my content's back to normal. It's like I feel like I can film again. I feel like I'm functioning normal again. The only difference is I drive an hour and a half, you know, to get it every morning now. I won't go back to the clinic that I was in. I refuse to go back to those people, and it's like I'm starting the same past in a new present. Does that make sense? That's how I feel right now. But it's helped, I guess, you know? Alright, it's gonna get loud for a minute. I have to throw this out. I'm very disappointed in myself, and I know a lot of you are going to be disappointed in me too. The point of me making this video, because I'm almost at my mom's, I'd have a whole another half hour, but that didn't include driving from home and all the way up to the highway and everything like that. But the point of me making this video was to tell you that I've lost sight of who I was recently. I was so upped by everybody's fucking praises and congratulations and thanks and everything in regards to, we're proud of you that you are sober now. We're proud of you. We're so proud of you that you've come this far and you've changed your whole life. And I know I've changed my whole life with my kids. I've changed my whole fucking life. But this video, like the way that I've talked in it and the way that I've spoke, it makes me feel like manic. Is that it? Is that a good word to say? Like, is it manic, or like, what is it? Am I just having a mental breakdown? What is it? Is it a mental health issue mixed with addiction? Is addiction mental health? What is it? I lost sight of myself for a while, thinking about how I'm gonna make money, because I told my husband to quit his job, and he's become a full-time stay-at-home dad while I go and film in the mornings, and then whenever I come home, we'll spend our day together, and those are the best parts of my day. The mornings that I loved going to my mom's so much, now I'm just driving around the neighborhood. The morning that I loved going to my mom's so much, you know, I'd wake up, get ready at like 3:30 a.m., fucking leave at like 4:30, get to the clinic at 5:15, fucking, then go and get Dunkin' and go to my mom's and film, and my whole morning was that, and it was so fucking like nice, and it was my comfort blanket. And then all this shit fucking changed, and then I couldn't make my filming times. The sponsorships I was picking up were not spreading out in time. I still have like 3 sponsorships I have to get out there on due dates, and that's gonna fuck my content up too, because I think, all right, so I have to and nobody, me as somebody who watches ASMR, hates when I click on an ASMR video and the first thing I see is like, so today we're gonna talk about our sponsors, and I'm like, I just want to hear some fucking tapping and tongue clicking, like I want to go to bed. You know what I mean? So like, as an ASMR artist, when I hear this shit, I'm like, Jesus Christ, like this is fucking irritating. But it's real life, and it, you know, I put myself here. I'm gonna fucking upload this video. Oh my god, is that fire pit? Oh my god, I gotta go get that fire pit. Oh, I gotta go get that. Somebody put a fire pit out at the end of their driveway, like they're throwing it out, and I'd love to have that. But I think we have to have a permit for where we live. We live in like one of those neighborhoods. Like, we live in a very nice, upper class neighborhood with the same landlords, but you know, after the shit that happened with the neighbors, she doesn't charge us the rent that it should be up there at all, because of all the shit that we went through. And she's like, all right, we're gonna get over this situation, and you can, you know, have some cheaper rent. And because there's nothing she could have helped reimburse me for, unless, and we're very, you know, close as a landlord and a tenant can be, you know, I'd like to say we're friends. But yeah. And yeah, you have to have a permit, I think. We had to have a permit for a swimming pool. We bought one of those metal swimming pools. But not getting off topic. I'm to the point where I'm just desperate to feel normal again. And I don't know when normal's ever gonna come again, you know? I don't know whenever I'm gonna ever feel this way again. Like, I don't know when things are gonna change, and like, I feel like every day there's something wrong with me, and I feel like I am so hard on myself, man. Like, I hate myself. Like, I went out and I got, you know, breast implants, and I got liposuction, and for what? You know, for me, like, I want to say that, I mean, my boobs weren't 100% for me, they were paid for by someone else, but my lipo, I did all by myself. You know, I filed for care credit, that's a whole different thing, trust me. I talked a little bit about it, about like veterinary bills and shit, what it pays. It's so weird. It pays like 3 different things. You can pay your vet bills with it, it's like a credit card, but then you can go pay for plastic surgery, and I'm like, where is the, like where's the middle in here? Like, but anyway, I'm happy that I told you guys that I'm happy that I was honest, but I'm not happy that I'm on it. I like that motto. It's a horrible motto. I'm happy that I'm honest, but I'm not happy that I'm on it. I've lied to 2 of our family members on a live stream, one of them. But it's interesting, you know, and I'm sorry for lying to you. I think their name was Kyle. I'm sorry for lying to you about my sobriety and saying that I've been sober, but it's interesting, if you heard me talk, you can go back in that live stream and hear me lie. I don't lie to you guys, you know, I don't. In the very beginning, I kept, you know, my kids being taken until I was very open about it. And I remember opening myself up, and I felt so fucking good after I was honest. But I lied to many of you guys way back in like early 2015 about, oh, my kids are at home sleeping, and they weren't home, they were gone. And that's the last time I lied. And then the other night on a live stream, I lied to somebody who asked about my sobriety, and I said I fucking hate it. And I wasn't lying like I hated it. I was talking in the past. I was talking how I felt on that day. A lie is a lie, and I lied. And I'm sorry for lying. I'm not a liar anymore. I used to be a liar way back in the day before my kids got taken, and that's why my kids got taken, because I was lying to everybody. I was lying to my kids, and I was lying to myself about the shit I was going through. And when you're honest with yourself, whether people agree with you or not, it helps you be able to change, and then you realize, like, this life really is like a fair game. It's fair game. You know, you take what you can get, and you take. And anytime you give, you know, you get stepped on. And ultimately, I mean, it's not about luck. It is about luck. It's about who you know. And it's a sad fucking realization that those people who were out there working 9-to-5 jobs, and then there are people who are out there, you know, fucking, like, I watched a video the other day. I gotta end this video, like, soon, because I really gotta get to my mom's, and I'm just driving around her neighborhood. Hello. It's attractive. But, I'm gonna smoke one more cigarette, and I'm gonna end this video, because it's a good thing to be honest with yourself, whether people accept you for it or not, because again, it's a sad reality. But anyway, I watched this video. That's where I was going with it. There was these like people in like 3 different countries. Zimbabwe was one of them. And these women had no fucking choice. No choice. They lived in bumfuck nowhere working these like shitty jobs, and they worked just to make the ends meet, and they could not afford childcare. So what they did to their kids was feed them medication and then tie them to a fucking table so they sleep all day. They had these ropes that they tied the kids to, and I'm like, what in the fuck? And then the sympathy that the guy also works with Dr. Phil, and he's like, before you call these mothers bad mothers, you have to understand this is the only choice they have. I'm like, you cannot say that is the only choice, like medicating your children, then you find out they're babies. And she said she'd wake up and she'd feed her babies like a medication that they give babies to get off of like what my kids had, which was phenobarbital, and it helps them sleep. It's an anti-seizure medication, but they also give it for children who are born in withdrawal. And I'm just passing my old dad's house. That's cool. So I was like, what the fuck? And when this guy like sat and tried to put it in a different perspective, you know, as much as I didn't want to feel for these kids, or not for the kids, feel for these parents, you realize like how shitty their lives must be that they have to do this. And she said like she wakes up, feeds the kid, you know, drugs, and then fucking goes to work, and by the time the baby wakes up, you know, she's walking in the door, so she has everything timed. And I'm like, this is horrible. It's horrible what life is, but it's like fair game, you know what I mean? I often wonder what my life would be like without YouTube, in financial regards. We live in, I mean, my husband would go to work, but I wouldn't have anybody to talk to, aka you guys right now. And like I said, I know I'm gonna get shit for this. I know what's coming. Like, I know that all the people who hate me are gonna just be like, well, this validates what I had to say about her not being able to get off methadone. And, you know, in a way, they're right. I'm not sitting here saying I'm a great person, because I'm not. I'm not a perfect person. I'm perfectly imperfect, if anything. And yeah, I feel like from smoking, I'm getting a line on my face right here that I didn't have like 3 weeks ago. Well, actually, yes, I did, but it's not as defined as it is now. And I don't know where I am. I'm just driving. I hope you guys make it to the end of this. Like, I hope you guys make it here with me. I'm sorry for all the, you know, people who are on methadone right now who were really hoping for me, and they were. You guys were. I got like 1,500 new subscribers after that one, what mild methadone withdrawal looks like And I remember at the end of that video I cried and I said, I'm not gonna let this take me over. I'm not gonna fucking be a failure. I'm gonna be a success story off methadone. And I'm not right now a success story on methadone. I'm not. I'm a failure. That's just how it is. And I ask you, if you comment on this video, to just try to be constructive and don't be just 100% hateful. And please don't start fucking coming after me saying, I'm so sorry for your kids who have to deal with a shitty mother like you. And, you know, you guys, so many of you know my backstory and know how this shit works. And my kids are thriving. They want for nothing. They have all the love and care in the world from us. We are great, amazing fucking parents. We are great fucking parents, and I have changed as a mother, but I haven't changed my mindset in methadone, I guess. I have, but I guess I wasn't ready. And until I'm ready is when I know that I'll go through what I have to go through to stay off of it. And I feel horrible that I'm on it again. But at the same time, I feel relieved. And I feel relieved that I've come clean to you guys, and I feel relieved, you know, I feel relieved. I have to start all over again. You know, I have to go to groups every other week. I have to have an hour of counseling session a month. I have to wait 3 months before I can get my take-homes. There's 4 phases. Start all over again because I didn't switch clinics. They have my previous records, so at least 2 months from now, because I've been in the clinic about a month now-ish. Yeah, about a month. It's the 6th, I think, or 7th. I'll go straight from phase 2 to phase 4 because of my, that's the only thing they'll accept, but I still have to wait 2 more months to get a week's worth of take-homes, which will be nice, I guess, but I'm still on it. And I'm sorry for you guys who feel disgusted right now with me. I don't talk about my life much anymore. I let, you know, people who hate me, I changed my whole life for them, in a way. I stopped talking. I stopped being myself. The happiness you can see in my videos that used to be me went to shit. And I'd be worried about everything I said. When I talk about when I change for subscribers and mean it, is like perfect example. The girl, one of our subscribers, said that she didn't like when I used a spray bottle in the videos because when she was younger, somebody, her caretaker would like treat her like a fucking dog and spray her when she did something wrong. So I stopped using it for a while, and people were very upset. The majority were very upset, and I felt, you know, good. I was like, but then I couldn't do any role plays or anything anymore. So what I thought to do was I reached out to her and said, I'm going to do a trigger warning every time you use the spray bottle and make sure I let you know. And she's like, that's completely fine. And, you know, after that, nothing, she's like, you know, thank you so much for this. And I was very proud and felt great that, you know, she was happy, I was happy, and everybody else was happy, except for the few who were like, she fucking started using that goddamn fucking spray bottle, that goddamn fucking video, fuck. And I'm just like, all right, well, like, shit, you know. So then I felt like shit and got myself down over something that I had already fucking done the situation over. And the point is, you know, when people come to me and say that they don't like a certain thing and they have a reason behind it, and, you know, there is a reason to change, and that's a reason that I'll change for somebody or stop doing a certain thing in my videos. One more example was the burping in the videos. Like, I never realized how severe, like, my burps are, like the gulps, because I have indigestion real bad, and I never realized I had it until you guys pointed it out, and I was like, Jesus Christ, this is bad. You know, so I stopped doing it. I'm like out of gas. I had a full tank like 2 days ago. But yeah, like, I'll always change for somebody, you know, as long as there's no hate involved for it, and I know that it's going to benefit the other person in their sleep. You know, what's interesting is when I was coming off of methadone, I wasn't sleeping, and I was doing ASMR to help other people sleep. It's so interesting how ASMR can calm other people's anxiety, but my anxiety was like sky high, and I was doing videos still. It's just so amazing how what I do for a living on YouTube is what the complete opposite of what I'm experiencing in my life before bed and all day. But I feel better now, and I'm happy in a way, like I said, that I'm back on methadone. But regarding my sobriety, it's completely fucking turned off. Everything turned off. Everything. Every fucking thing in the world. It got flipped turned upside down, like that fucking song, I don't know, Prince of Bel-Air. But yeah. I'm sorry you guys had to see me like this today, but again, I feel pretty good. I'm sorry that I lied. I'm sorry I lied to you guys. Well, basically the one person who asked, but some of you didn't even know I was off methadone for a while. I haven't made an update video, so those who don't, oh my god, there's just a pair of shoes. But somebody, like, you know, those who don't even follow my ASMR channel, who follow this channel, didn't probably even know that I was off methadone. And I hope you guys can, like, you know, understand and know that things, you know, are back to normal, and are really uncomfortable normal, but comfortable at the same time, you know. I told you how money got, you know, in the way, and I stopped focusing on you guys, and I started focusing on money, money, money. So many YouTubers do that after they, you know, get a certain amount of subscribers. They forget where they came from, and that was me. And I'm grateful before I got off methadone to realize that and change my way of content and uploading dates, and, you know, stop forcing myself to upload daily with shitty content, actually taking the time to put in to make better content for you. And that's what means a lot to me, and I'm grateful for that. I've started learning how to budget my money and putting money away, and stop going out to eat every fucking day of my life, and stop buying my kids every toy that they look at in the toy store, because, you know, there's no such thing as buying your children's love with money. It's not a real thing. My mom did it to me, and, you know, I'm not going to do it to my kids. So I'm going to head over to my mom's now. I feel like if you've made it this far, I'm very grateful. You obviously care enough in a positive or negative way to, you know, watch my life and see where I've come. And it's not that I'm ashamed to say that I failed, but I'm ashamed that I gave up everything that I worked so hard for. And that's, I guess, what bothers me. What bothers me is knowing that you guys put so much investment of time to watch me come down off methadone and be off methadone. So thank you for being there for me, taking the time to listen, even if I don't make sense sometimes. To sum it up, YouTube is my life. It's all I have. You know, I have my kids and my husband, but everybody has to have a hobby. When you don't have a hobby, shit gets bad. When you don't have something to put your time into, shit gets bad, you know. I've talked to, you know, women who have jobs who, you know, they lost their, like, 12-hour day job that they were working for to put ends meet, and then they got a better job, and they were like, I miss working all day. I miss being able to put my mind into the things that, you know, I was so used to, if that makes sense. And they hated it, and they got really depressed. Whether or not I continue to make money on YouTube in the future, if YouTube ever for some reason goes under in AdSense, I'll always still make YouTube videos, because that's the stuff that makes me happy, and I'm proud of that. And I'm proud of how far we've come as a group and a family and everything like that. And that's the stuff that I put my pride into, and my love and my time and heart into, you know. And there are times that I make shitty content, and there are times that I make great content, I think. And I guess that's just, you know, trial and error and everything like that. But yeah, I'm at my mom's. I'm gonna go in and film, and thank you guys. Like I said, I feel a lot better that I talked to you guys about it. And let me know down below what you'd like to see. Yeah, I'm gonna go make a tapping video and really put my time into that. So, I love you guys with all of my person. That's a phrase that has never become dull, even at the times that, you know, I was like, I have to do this for money, or I have to get this done. I love you with all of my person is one phrase that has always stuck with me, that I've always had feelings for and has never changed for you guys. So, I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.